Hello Raiders! Welcome back to another video today. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys, in my opinion, one of the best early loadouts you should be going for in Arc Raiders. Whether your goal is PvP, whether you're a new player fresh off the bat, only 1 to 2 games in, whoever you are on the spectrum, you do not need a lot of resources and time in this game to get this loadout. But this loadout is extremely beneficial because it can help you get to that middle phase of the game to where you get the more advanced gear and the more advanced items and level your workbenches up to like 2 and 3. But this is for anybody here in the early game, and you really need the minimalistic amount of things. So anyways, let's start off and build our loadout together, guys. So for our first loadout slot, what we're gonna want here is a looting MK1. This is not hard at all to come by. I'm going to show you the easiest way to get one of these if you don't already have it. Like, sure, you could go into the gunsmith, and right here we can craft it. It's only 6 plastic parts, 6 rubber parts. Wouldn't recommend it because you can get it even easier than that. If you literally go into a loadout, whenever you start, you have the option to like pick a free loadout. And if you pick a free loadout, what you'll get is actually this free loadout augment. So honestly, what you need to do, whoever you are, just hop into the game with the free loadout. You don't even need to loot anything. You can just run straight for the exfil, get out, and you will keep this free loadout augment. And then once you have this augment, you'll also have a free light shield, by the way. Once you have this augment, you can go over here to Lance in the clinic, and right here, you can trade your free loadout augment for a looting MK1. So you should 10 out of 10 do this every single time. And as long as you have at least 1 or 2 looting MK augments, you're going to be good. Any extras you get, man, just sell them, make extra money. It's easy cash. So back to our loadout, we are going to have the looting MK augment here in loadout slot 1. What this does is increases our carrying item weight to 18. Also, because we have a custom loadout, we'll have access to the safe pocket here in the bottom right, which means anything in the safe pocket you keep with you even if you die in raid. So always put your best item here in the safe pocket. So anyways, yeah, so 18 slots, and you get to hold 50 kgs worth of weight, which is really good early game because this is the mode where you are struggling to get resources and you want to get out with as much stuff as you can, and the looting MK is the best way to go about that. Combat, I wouldn't worry about the tactical unless you just want extra grenades, but this is more if you're just actually trying to do something specific like rock medium shields or something like that. Now, for our shield slot, light shield, baby. Like I said, if you just hopped in with the free loadout, ran straight to the end to get your loadout, you'll have one of these. Again, you could craft it, you could make it. If you wanted to craft it here in the workbench, it's literally just like 2 arc alloy and 4 plastic parts, but you shouldn't even need to do this. You can just get in, get out with the free loadout, and you'll be set. So now for our gun. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pharaoh is going to be the gun you're going to be wanting to use in the early game because it's easy to craft, easy to get, easy to build. When you launch them with the free loadout, you probably either get a kettle, a stitcher, or a Pharaoh, if you're lucky, with like 40 rounds of heavy ammo. And we want the Pharaoh. So mine's at level 3 and level 4. So actually, I'm just going to go ahead and craft one just so I can show you on the workbench here. We have the Pharaoh here. We can craft it. It's only 5 metal parts and 2 rubber parts. Pretty cheap. So we'll craft a Pharaoh. And if you haven't played much of the game, metal parts, plastic parts, all that stuff is super easy to get, and so many things salvaged down. If I show you here on like an inventory, let's like scroll down here. There's like, you can right click on your items and see what they recycle to. Now, I'm not saying do this with every items, but in a pinch, or if you're just trying to look for some metal, you can find like rusted bolts or something like that and salvage them down into extra pieces for you. But anyways, yes, like I said, we want the Pharaoh 1. Because we're using the Pharaoh, we're gonna need heavy ammunition. So we're gonna go here. I like to bring 40 rounds with me. Now, what I also like to do, and again, if you don't have it, again, like I said, on the basic ass workbench, you can craft your heavy ammo. Costs a little bit of chemicals and metal parts for 10 rounds, so you can do it this way if you didn't get lucky and you don't have any heavy ammo. Super easy to craft here. But bring at least 40 rounds with you. That's usually pretty good for a raid. And I like to keep it in the safe pocket. So even if you die with this loadout, you'll at least still keep your ammo for your gun. So why not? You know, we have the space for it. Now we're gonna go on to our second gun. Now you don't really need a second gun here. The Pharaoh, like I said, it deals oh, where'd my Pharaoh go? So the reason why the Pharaoh is good is because it does heavy damage. So this one's really good for dealing with arcs. The Stitcher, not so good. Kettle, it's like okay, but a lot of the early game guns you have access to are like light to medium rounds, and they really are not the best at dealing with arcs. So the Pharaoh is kind of like the end all be all. It's like probably the best early game weapon to deal with arc enemies. And also you can deal with other players with these guns really well. Like one shot does a huge chunk of damage to a player. So for our second slot, You can actually have fun with this. I'd say just throw in like a Stitcher. If you're lucky and you find like a Beretta, you could throw a Beretta in. Any kind of like pistol, even like a kettle would be fine here. The main point of the second gun here is this is just our spray item for our backup after we shoot the first round with the Pharaoh, because there is a bit of a reload time on the Pharaoh. You'll probably want to switch to your second gun, especially if like you're in PvP or if you're just clearing up like some really small low tier arcs. Just bring this in with you. Not too picky for the second slot. The main thing here is the Pharaoh and the 40 rounds of heavy ammo. Depending on the gun, I'm assuming it's probably an SMG or a handgun. You're going to want to bring some light ammo with you. Again, light ammo, super easy, you can craft it. 200 shots is more than enough. You could even go with 100 and you'd be fine. And now the only thing left, we're going to leave the rest of this blank because we want this to get loot out in the field. And honestly, we'll leave the mag out. I don't think we actually, we'll just keep 100 rounds. We'll keep 100 rounds. Keep all this space so you can loot stuff. 100 should be plenty. And then in our quick use category, it's pretty much the same every time, every loadout I use so far. So in the first slot here, if you're early on in the game, just use 5 bandages. These are really easy to craft, really easy to get access to. They're super expendable. You probably get like 2 or 3 for free on the free loadouts anyways. But I would advise you to, as soon as you can, work your way towards herbal bandages because these heal way more. And they're not too difficult to craft. So if you go in here to the workbench, under the refiner, you can actually refine 14 fabrics into 1 durable cloth. So it does cost quite a bit of fabric. So this might not be for the fresh players, but if you have like 2 or 3 games in, you probably have more than enough fabric to start making some durable cloths. And then if you go here into the medical lab, you see we can craft this. We need 1 great mullein plant and 1 durable cloth. And now you're probably like, whoa, where's this great mullein plant? Where do I find that? There's actually a really incredibly awesome spot here. Let me show you one of these maps. I think it's Buried City. Okay, yeah, we found it, guys. It's I didn't zoom in enough, so it wasn't showing up. But now that I zoom in more, here on the Buried City, on the north part of the map, there's this place called the Gallery. Go here to the bottom floor, and I kid you not, there's at least 20 or 30 of these plants that spawn in there, so you can get more than enough that you need for these herbal bandages. So use regular bandages for starters, but get to the herbal bandages as quick as possible so you can heal yourself. And there's a lot of people out there who say only bring like 2 or 3 with you so you don't lose it all. But I say nah, like I found like the more I have with me, the more likely I am to get out and not be in a bad situation. So I say just fuck it, go for the max 5. For the second slot, also pretty much a staple for any Raiders loadout, we want our shield rechargers, because when your shield takes damage, you got to repair it. That one's pretty self-explanatory. For our third slot, this is where things get interesting. Adrenaline shots. As you can see, I use these so much. Look how many adrenaline shots I have, guys. If you're not already aware, like when you use this, you rebuild all of your stamina, but also you stop using stamina while running for like 5 or 6 seconds. So this is great for those times when you're like in a tight pinch, either you're in a battle or you need to run away and you're out of stamina. Adrenaline shot, book it. Or if you're just trying to beeline it across the map to get to some high loot zone before other raiders at the start of a raid, you can just pop these adrenaline shots, get in, get out. Super underrated item. And the best thing about it is it's so ridiculously easy to craft. Here in the medical lab, you will need medical lab 1, which shouldn't be too hard for you to upgrade to. But these only cost 3 plastic parts and 3 chemicals. And honestly, I don't use a lot of plastic or chemicals in most of the gear I like to build. So I make so many of these and I spam them like candy. Oh, you will not regret it. If you haven't tried adrenaline shots yet, must pick item in your arsenal. And then for the last slot, I would say here, you can have fun with it. Like if you just absolutely don't know what to do, just use the light impact grenades. You probably have a stash of these sitting around somewhere. If you need to craft some, you can craft them here. They also only cost a few chemicals and plastic parts, by the way. Super easy to make, and better to have something in the slot than not have anything. These are actually pretty useful. You can use these if someone's like hiding around a corner, or use them to do a little extra damage to arcs. But might as well just have something with you. But honestly, you don't have to have the light impact grenades. This slot right here, completely optional. If you want to bring in a zip line, bring in a defibrillator, if you want to bring in any other different kind of grenade, have fun with it, guys. This is your loadout, but the staple part of this is everything you see right here. And then I will tell you one more thing I want you guys to do as soon as you can regarding the Pharaoh. So let me hop into the practice range and I'll show you like how slow the reload speed is and why you should get it to level 4 as soon as possible. All right, guys, so I hopped in the practice range here. So I have the unupgraded Pharaoh right here and I have a level 4 Pharaoh to show you the difference. So basically, when you shoot this gun, you gotta reload. You see how long this reload takes? It's like a one hit and then you gotta like dip out of combat for a bit, you gotta chill, and then you can come do another hit. It's long, it's clunky, the Pharaoh does good damage, that's nice. But now let me show you the level 4. So what happens when you get this gun all the way up to level 4, which actually doesn't take much materials at all, and we'll show you this here in a second. Look at this. This is the level 4 Pharaoh. And what happens when you go to level 4 is that the reload time gets reduced by 40%. So now you pop a shot, look how much faster that is. You can literally just reload, shoot, reload, shoot. This is so much more useful in PvP. This is so much more useful in dealing with arcs. Like there's situations like, for example, if like there's a snitcher flying above you and they're about to like, you know, there's like that little countdown time where it starts alarming and it's about to summon more arc towards you. If you have the normal Pharaoh, odds are you probably won't kill it in time if it's on top of you because your reload speed's so slow. But when you have the level 4 Pharaoh, that thing is dead way before it even has a chance to like reveal your position. So highly recommend getting at least your Pharaoh to level 4 on every single loadout, and we'll go ahead and upgrade it together, and then that'll be the end of this video. All right, guys, so now we're back in the main screen. So we're gonna go ahead and upgrade this bad boy to level 4. I already have a level 4 Pharaoh, but you can never have enough level 4 Pharaohs. I'll tell you that right now. So we'll go to upgrade. To get to level 2, you literally only need 7 metal parts. Easy. To get from 2 to 3, as you can see, our durability goes up each time and our reload speed increases each time. So if you can't get up to 4 yet, it's at least something, which is better than nothing. But for this one, we're gonna need 1 simple gun parts. You can get these pretty easily by killing arcs. They'll just casually show up. If you don't have any and you're really hurting for it, you can trade some seeds. I'll show you where to go here. If you go to the traders here at Celeste, you can trade your seeds for fabric if you're trying to make the bandages, for the metal parts if you're trying to get more metal for your guns and to level up. But also she has simple gun parts. I bought 5 from her. Yeah, right here, 5 simple gun parts. Honestly, I'll buy all 5. She will have these periodically from time to time, and you could just trade your seeds for the gun parts. I probably don't need that many. I'm pretty good on gun parts right now, but if I was low, I would just pick up like 5 gun parts here, and you can get even the plants, the duct tape. So if you have the extra seeds, guys, use them here to get the crafting materials you need to make the stuff you need. So let's go back to this bad boy. Let's go back to upgrade. Now we have our simple gun parts. We'll level up, level 3. And now what we really want is level 4. And for that one, we will need 1 mechanical component. And the only thing you need to get the mechanical component is to have your refinery up here. To level 1, and you can craft mechanical components. They just require 3 rubber and 7 metal parts, and you only need 1 to get to level 4. So you could throw some of your extra metal and rubber here and craft a mechanical component. I got 10 in my stash because I use those all the time, but that's what I would do if I was you. And that is it, guys. That is my #1 beginner loadout that I think everybody should be using. Like this is just a super consistent, solid, safe loadout to go into any raid with. No matter what your goals are, guys. No matter what your goals. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do leave a like if you found value in this content. And to support the channel, it helps immensely because the channel's been a little bit dead as of late. And also consider dropping a sub if you want to stick around for more Arc Raiders content. Until next time, have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, and I will see you guys on the next one.